The Perks of Being a Wallflower, page 107. When my sister finished her speech, we all clapped and yelled, but nobody clapped or yelled louder than my grandfather. Nobody. I don't remember what the valedictorian said, except that she quoted Henry David Thoreau instead of a pop song. Then Mr. Small got up on the stage and asked everyone to refrain from applause until all the names were read and all the diplomas were handed out. I should mention that this didn't work last year. So I saw my sister get her diploma and my mother cried again. And then I saw Mary Elizabeth, and I saw Alice, and I saw Patrick, and I saw Sam, and it was a great day. Even when I saw Brad, it seemed okay. We all met my sister in the parking lot, and the first one to hug her was my grandfather. He is a really proud man in his way. Everyone said how much they loved my sister's speech, even if they didn't. Then we all saw my father walking across the parking lot, holding the video camera above his head triumphantly. I don't think anybody hugged my sister longer than my dad. I looked around for Sam and Patrick, but I couldn't find them anywhere. On my way home for the party, my Ohio cousins lit up another joint. This time I took a hit, but they still called me a pussy. I don't know why. Maybe that's just what Ohio cousins do. That and tell jokes. What has 32 legs and 1 tooth? What? We all asked. A West Virginia unemployment line, and things like that. When we got home, my Ohio cousins went straight for the bar because graduation seems to be the one occasion where anyone can drink. At least it was that way last year. I wonder what my graduation will be like. It all seems very far away. So my sister spent the first hour of the party opening up all the gifts, and her smile grew with each check, sweater, or $50 bill. Nobody in our family is rich, but it seems like everybody saves up just enough for these kind of events, and we all pretend to be rich for a day. The only people who didn't get my sister money or a sweater were my brother and I. My brother promised to take her out to shop one day for college things like soap, which he would pay for, and I bought her a little house that was hand-carved out of stone and painted in England. I told her I wanted to give her something that makes her feel like she's home, even after she goes away. My sister actually kissed me on the cheek for that. But the best part of the party happened when my mother came to me and said I had a phone call. Hello? Charlie? Sam! When are you coming over? She asked. Now, I said. Then my father, who was drinking a whiskey sour, growled, You're not going anywhere until your relatives leave, you hear me? Sam, I have to wait for my relatives to leave, I said. Okay, we'll be here until 7. Then we'll call you from wherever we are. Sam sounded really happy. Okay, Sam, congratulations. Thanks, Charlie. Bye. Bye. I hung up the phone. I swear to you, I thought my relatives would never leave. Every story they told, every pig in a blanket they ate, every photograph they looked at, and every time I heard, when you were this high, with the appropriate gesture, it was like the clock stopped. It's not that I minded the stories, because I didn't, and the pigs in the blanket were quite good, but I wanted to see Sam. At about 9:30, everyone was stuffed and sober. At 9:45, the hugs were over. At 9:50, the driveway was clear. My father then gave me $20 and the keys to his car, saying, Thanks for sticking around. It meant a lot to me and the family. He was tipsy, but he meant it just the same. Sam had told me they were all going to a dance club downtown, so I loaded everyone's gifts into my trunk, climbed in the car, and drove away. There's something about the tunnels that lead to downtown. It's glorious at night, just glorious. You start on one side of the mountain and it's dark and the radio is loud, and you enter the tunnel. The wind gets sucked in, and you squint from the lights overhead. When you adjust to the lights, you can see the other side in the distance, just as the sound of the radio fades to nothing, because the waves can't reach. Then you're in the middle of the tunnel, and everything becomes a calm dream, and you see the opening getting closer, and you can't get there fast enough. And finally, just when you think you'll never get there, and the wind is waiting, and you fly out of the tunnel onto the bridge, and there it is. The city. 1 million lights and buildings, and everything seems as exciting as it was the first time you saw it. It's a really grand entrance. After about a half hour looking around the dance club, I finally saw Mary Elizabeth with Peter. They were both drinking scotch and sodas, which Peter bought because he is older and had his hand stamped. I congratulated Mary Elizabeth and asked where everybody was. She told me that Alice was getting high in the ladies' room and Sam and Patrick were on the dance floor. She said just to have a seat until they come back because I don't know where they were specifically. So I just sat down and listened to Peter argue with Mary Elizabeth about the Democratic candidates. Again, the clock seemed to stop. I wanted to see Sam that badly.